Stephen Coleman. I want to talk a little bit about mind control. What our scientists need to do in this country, and make no mistake, I don't get paid for what I'm doing. I have just worked for so many years trying to stop this in an effort to stop what's going on with the subliminal messages around the world. And make no mistake that this is not only confined to mostly Americans doing this. This is people all over the world using language programs that change their language to our language to be able for the brain to be able to understand these subliminal messages. But now I think since I've made my post that I got more on our side. So what I want the scientists to do is take chemical compounds from the brain from all different origins and races, and I want them to combine them to see if they can come up with a serum to add to the brain to effectively reverse the shift changes in the brain that damage the brain and make them think in a certain way and make them lash out in certain ways. I also want them to take the word association. Each word has an associated word. Each sentence has an associated word, and there is an associated sentence for that associated word. And I want them to connect these together and find out how we can reverse what they are doing. Dharma has a good program, a mind reading program, which helps in the development of telepathy between people. Me and a good agent from counterintelligence has been practicing this a lot. He has my program, but sometimes I can read what's on his mind. Now, he don't realize that I can, but sometimes I repeat what he's thinking, and sometimes he repeats what I'm thinking without us having to do it. So this technology is real, and the subliminal messages are real. And for too long, we have studied the subliminal messages for so long, not realizing that that bad people within our government were secretly sneaking this out, and through other governments, not realizing that other people inside other governments that had something against the United States was buying this subliminal technology and using it against us for reasons of origin, or for the fact that they thought that their race was superior, or their country's race or the country's creed was superior to ours. And I believe in America, and I believe that if we can do this, if we can study in all kinds of mind control explorations, that we can counteract what they have done with this technology and stuff. We are the smartest country in the world. We invented airplanes, we invented cars, we invented radios, and we invented all technology that they're creating and making better, but we invented this technology. Now they want us to fall as the great whore. They want our people in society to fall, and I'm making a plea out to the rich, the ones with the money, to fund counterintelligence and NASA in these explorations of the mind. And maybe one day, when a man commits a certain crime, we can send them to prison, and we can find a way to alter these shifts and the particles of the brain all over the tissue of the brain. We can find a way to re-alter them and maybe return them to society, and if not, and them be able to if not fight the thoughts in their head, to be able to recreate a change in their head. Now I want to explore all aspirations of this. I did a lot of studying on myself, and to tell on myself is one thing, but I have inducted myself with certain, while they tested on me with certain types of drugs, and put them in my body to see how the control thinking changes. Like I don't do it anymore, that's what we'll say, but I would say certain types of drugs introduce drugs that slow down the brain, is harder on the brain when it comes to changing the thinking than drugs that speed up the brain. Now we can do this non-chemically and chemically, because I think a lot of the testing and a lot of the people that they're going after is the people that engage in illegal activity of drugs and things like this. And also the mental health, the testing on the mental health. I know the testing is being done. I get signals from mental health. I don't know if it's a private firm or if the U.S. government's involved in it, but if we're going to test subliminal messaging, good subliminal messaging, to see if we can't change the mind thinking patterns, we need to have these mental health people sign a paper, or the guardians sign a paper, and we need to also draw the chemical from the brain to see what kind of chemical function it has when the brain is thinking a certain way. And to do this, we're going to have to inject our knowing participants with this RFID from Dharma for us to be able to study the brainwave changes and shifts. Now, I want any agent that is listening to this or is secretly watching this to take part in these studies if need be, and know that just because it crosses your mind, and they have to know if they're going to be in on stopping this, that just because it crosses your mind, they're going to come after us with full force. And not only the people that I mentioned earlier, but dirty agents from across the world. They're going to use language barriers, language programs that change their language to our languages, and to make our brain associate the subliminal messages. And need to know that the radical Muslim groups that commit terrorism in all countries are coming after the Christian people, or coming after the minds of the Christian people. And I'll get more on you later. I think they're trying to wipe my mind again to make me forget what I'm thinking, but this is called mind control explorations.